This is episode 73 of the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. In this episode, JK and I answer some listener questions and comments that we got. We also will talk about our nutrition and just nutrition advice we have, even though we're not nutritionists or dietitians. Finally, we're going to go over our hybrid fitness racing events. If we won the lottery and we were going to make a hybrid fitness event for the community, what would it look like? What would it be and how would it go? Let's make hybrid fitness work for you. How's it going today, JK?
You got me by surprise.
Yeah.
I'm well, thank you, Anthony. I thought we were gonna continue to chit chat before jumping on.
Yeah. Well, I figured we might as well just put it on because maybe some people like to hear what we chat about.
Yeah.
What I did notice,
how's life in Vegas right now?
It's good. The weather right now is just spectacular. 78 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. It feels cool because it's been cooler than it has been more recently.
Yeah.
So it's just been nice. But I think that can't be right. I was going to say, I think 78 degrees is not 25 degrees Celsius. Maybe it is. Something like that.
That's a nice temp, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. But I was going to tell you, I looked at the analytics on our podcast after I posted this last episode, and I noticed something super interesting. The number of plays or not downloads, streams and downloads is high, but the number of plays, every other episode is getting really big. And then the in-between ones are kind of 500 views difference.
Right.
But the every other ones, just looking at it's like athletes license and tapering, lactate threshold for fitness racing, Hamburg preview, High Rocks major #1. Those are all high for like our total views. And then the lifetime games and listener questions one we just posted is doing pretty good. But the ones in between those are like 2/3, 3/4 of what the other ones are. So I was like, that's interesting. So everybody, just starting off here, if you want to share the podcast with people, it helps us out. Just so they can view it and hear it and listen to it, and maybe they'll enjoy it, because the best way to spread it is absolutely word of mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd noticed something else. The girls episode has fallen down to the 4th all time, and it's about it might get caught here again and fall down to 5th. So they've fallen out of the top 3, and so maybe it is time to get the girls back on.
They might have to jump back on again, right? When was that? That was a while ago.
They were episode 37, and this one we're recording right now is episode 73. So basically half.
Yeah.
So if they do the next episode, they're every 37 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we should try to get them on. Yeah, talking about podcasts, I'm sure you're like, I know that you listen to a lot of podcasts as well. I try to stay off as much High Rocks podcasts as much as possible, because you can just get so sucked into it. But I'm really enjoying listening to Some Work All Play by David Roach and Megan Roach. They're feed athletes as well, ultra runners. Do you listen to them, Anthony?
I do sometimes. I'm actually looking for an audiobook. I'd like to start listening to another audiobook. I don't know what it is about this time of year. I like to plug them in and do it. So I've been looking on Audible for something I can listen to while I run or something I can like get into a little bit more. If I can't find anything, I'll end up just re-listening to a book that I have listened to before, but definitely feel like that way some of the some of the backlog will build up and I can just go back and listen to podcasts I'm missing or I have something to listen to in between the other content
Yeah.
that comes out.
What type of audiobooks do you like? Like, do you like
Well, like fantasy. I think those are always
fantasy?
fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I like a lot of them actually. I mean, I go through Audible, but I have a lot of different books. We've talked about it before, which books I have, and I think maybe actually a listener did give me a recommendation to listen to, so I'll go maybe check out book one of that and maybe start listening.
Yeah. I'm just having a look at the audiobooks that I've read lately. I've actually started, I haven't finished Shoe Dog, the story with Nike and Phil Knight. Have you listened or read that?
Mm-mm. No.
So it's Nike's story of how Nike was created, pretty much. And there's a good one that I've started to listen to is like Clear Thinking, pretty much like the art and science of making better decisions. Not that I have to make better decisions, but I'm actually enjoying that as well. Um, but yeah, so
I'm looking for something that gets me wanting to continue listening like all the time because
yeah,
I'll listen
that's
most of the time while I'm running. And if there's something I really, really get like invested into, I realize my mileage will go up because I'll only listen to it while I'm running and I really want to listen. So I'll go for longer runs. I'll go for runs more often. So I'll like do more
yeah,
when I have something that I'm like, ooh, this is interesting that I want to listen to or entertaining or something.
yeah, that makes sense. Have you listened to Green Lights by Matt McConaughey?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody has any
And
recommendations for books, always looking for some. Love
yeah,
to hear it. But let's get into what today, or even other podcasts, actually. If you have other podcasts you listen to, we like to listen to anything within the sport or adjacent or even just worth listening to.
yep,
Let's get into today. So you mentioned it last time, but we still have a lot of questions left. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we have seven questions left. I think we might have gotten a few more, but I haven't written them down yet either. And additionally, you asked the question last episode here. What would be our ideal hybrid fitness race event if we created it?
yep.
And so I think we should dive into that. Like, what would our
Okay.
event say you won the lottery and you wanted to put on an event for the community and there was, first place is $1 million. This is, by the way, something I've thought of before that if I won like Mega Millions jackpot or Powerball jackpot, I would all of a sudden be putting on and hosting a fitness event that I wanted to
Yep.
host that had all
Yep.
the movements that I think should be in there, along with
Mhm.
making it like $1 million to the winner, 500,000 a second, there'd be like a $10 million prize purse overall. So I'd get the
Yep.
best athletes to show up and throw down. But I would still want it to be mass participation. So there'd have to be levels to it. So like keeping
Correct.
that
Yeah.
in mind, what would be our ideal hybrid fitness event? So JK, I'm gonna ask you first. Do you want to start with questions or build our event?
Let's start with questions first,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yep. All right,
And
so
then we'll,
I'm gonna go through a couple of these. So just starting it, and guys, thank you for everybody that writes in and where you comment and everything. Additionally, if you can, whenever you want to comment or chime in, if you could leave us a review, rate us with the star rating. I haven't looked in a while at what we have, but I'll do that at some point on this and I'll let you know. I think that there's a lot of awesome people in the community, and so they've been really supportive all over this community. We did get one comment. Actually, some of these are comments, some of them are questions. But on one of our episodes, I had said that like you can't race with Jake in Brisbane, right?
Yep.
So we got a comment related to this, and I just want to make sure I answer this question because I know a few things, and I want to make sure it's cleared up for the community. First off, somebody commented, James can race with Jake in Brisbane as long as one partner is from the region, they can run the race. They can't run in two regions though, i.e., if they race in London, they can't race in Brisbane. This actually is not true. I don't know if everybody is aware of it yet, that everybody that races in a regional must have a passport from that regional. They've updated the rule book. There is no permanent residence clause either anymore. So you can't be a permanent resident of somewhere or living in a different country. It's only where you hold a passport from to align with the Olympic rules. So, as far as like Bo Wills, who lives in Switzerland, right, and has a passport from New Zealand, but he's in Switzerland with his wife,
Mm.
he cannot race in the European regional. Some people could have dual passports, dual citizenships, and in that case, you have to pick one. You
Yep.
can't race in both. But yeah, there is no permanent resident rule anymore, so you can't. That is something that's definitely changed, which means both people running need to be from the same region.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
you would be unable to run with Jake Dearden in the APAC regional.
Yep. Information. Yeah.
That is how the rule is going to be enforced. And that just aligns
Yep.
with the Olympic aspirations of High Rock. So it makes sense that it goes that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. I like how it's regional based and country based, but yeah, so Jake and I unfortunately won't be able to race together, but that doesn't mean um I won't try to race doubles with someone else from the APAC region. Just to be totally honest, um I have spoken to Tom Rogers about that, but obviously due to his circumstance right now being injured, we still just don't know if we can get a qualification time in time for Brisbane. But apart from that, like I'm hoping that I could potentially obviously race the elite race, the individual elite race, and then obviously the doubles elite race as well, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So that is one question that we had. And it might apply to other people. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew and understood that that is where we were at with that. Uh, some of the other things with the racing coming up, I was thinking um, the they just announced that Phoenix is going to be the tickets go on sale next week. So we have an early access code with the hybrid engine that we'll be able to purchase early access tickets beginning October 28th. So actually 1 week from the day we are recording. And then on November 2nd, the tickets for Las Vegas go out. So I'm very
Okay.
excited for those two races.
What dates? Phoenix is 2nd of Feb. Is that correct?
So Phoenix is, they don't have the schedule out, but it says it's January 29th or
Yeah.
January 29th or 30th, all the way to February 2nd.
Yeah.
And if you
And then
haven't seen it
Vegas.
yet, it's going to be taking place in Glendale, Arizona, which like there's nothing around Glendale. It's an exit on a freeway, like as you're driving from Las Vegas into Phoenix. There's nothing around this State Farm Stadium. It's a football stadium, but this stadium is very unique that the turf in it, the grass, it's real grass, is removable from the stadium, and underneath is a
Wow.
concrete floor. So it like they wheel it out outside so it can get under the desert sun, and they care for the grass that way. So it's not inside this
Wow.
closed dome stadium. This place is. awesome uh, in terms of what it looks like. We're going to be able to sit around in the stadium. It's going to be on a concrete floor. It does look like there might be little ridges in the concrete, so I don't know how they're going to do that because that's where the tracks are for the for the turf to go in and out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, but the perimeter of the floor is probably 350 to 400 meters. Where
Hmm.
like if you were to run the outside of it, like along the tunnels and stuff. So it looks like it's going to be a really cool setup for everyone. I think it's going to be a little bit different than how the stadiums in Warsaw and Strawberry Stadium are and Stockholm are set up this year for the major and world championships, just because those ones don't have a removable turf floor.
Yeah.
But I still think it looks really freaking cool. And just the environment, I think, is going to be awesome. Like everybody walking around the concourses and sitting in the stands, and it's going to be
Yeah.
a spectacle.
Will the Elite have its own Elite Arena, or is it going to be
No,
done?
so it's the separate venue for the elite races. I
Hmm.
believe that was only for Hamburg and Melbourne, and
Yeah.
then maybe for DC this year.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they're going to be like they were last year, where it's an adjusted pro course.
Yeah. Sure.
So
Yeah. Cool.
it's really pretty interesting, pretty neat. Which it's the first kind of practice for World Championships, right? Because World Championships is inside a stadium. But going to Phoenix, it's a 4 hour drive from me here to get there. And when tickets go on sale next week, I think I'm going to buy a solo with the flex option and a doubles for me and you.
Yeah.
Uh, just just because like I haven't seen the schedule yet, but maybe I want to run a solo. Maybe I want to run a doubles. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Just
run a
depends
doubles
on this.
together, you and I,
Depends
assuming it
on the
doesn't
schedule,
interfere
right?
with you and Jake or whatever running your doubles. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
after.
Surely they'll release the schedule before the tickets so people know.
Yeah, you would think so, but the tickets come on sale in 1 week and the schedule's not up.
Right. Mm.
But when you buy the tickets, you can probably select, like, it'll probably say what day it's on. That's what I've seen
Yeah.
before. So maybe we'll be okay that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Additionally, looking at uh, Las Vegas, I looked at Las Vegas and it is it is in a different venue this year. The It's not at the Las
Is
Vegas
that
Convention Center, and I didn't know that
right?
until I found out. So it's actually at Mandalay Bay.
Which is that closer to you or?
It actually is closer to where I live, but it's still like I got to get up and drive. The parking might be you're gonna have to pay for parking to park at Mandalay Bay, um, and the Mandalay Bay Convention Center is right next to a really cool place called the Shark Reef,
Shark.
which is a like a giant aquarium with a ton of different types of
Ah,
animals.
I've
Pretty
heard.
interesting. But you'll
Yeah.
be walking through the casino to get there. It's it's pretty neat. Like I've only been to the convention center once, and last time I was at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, I was putting on a Ninja Warrior event for the Home Depot employees and managers. They had like their regional retreat that actually included like all of North and South America. Like the
Hmm.
regional heads were all converging on this place, and we were doing like an entertainment and spectacle show for it. And so we were put. I If anybody doesn't know, I used to design American Ninja Warrior obstacles and build obstacles and things like that on the engineering side and rigging for it. So that was the last time I was in the Mandalay Bay Convention Center.
Right.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Really cool place, but I don't remember what the hall actually looked like. Um, just vague. So, um,
That's cool. Well, that's exciting. It's exciting. So it's that next week they all come on sale.
yep. And if anybody wants to know, I don't know if she always listens, but Lauren's birthday is next week.
Is
So
it?
I gotta, yeah, I'm still figuring out what I gotta,
What to do?
what to do. Not like completely, I have a vague idea, but I really wanna, I like to do something for her. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's just a few things that I have ideas for.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she she's racing this weekend?
She is doing the Lifetime Games this weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple week break before, well, she's doing the Lifetime Games this weekend, so she'll be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and then she'll come back and it'll be her birthday and Halloween and uh, that stuff on the end of October here. And then we will be going to Chicago.
Lovely. When Chicago, the middle of
Chicago is
November?
November 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Yep.
Um, if anybody doesn't know, Lauren has a little sister, and she is racing in Chicago on Friday morning. So
Are you going yourself?
I am going. I tried to figure out how I could get there and do a doubles or something, but all the doubles tickets and all the solo tickets were sold out. So, and I didn't want to stay till Sunday night when the men's pro was anyway. Like that's when our flight back is.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna like extend our stay by another day just to race the solo. Um, because I mean, the hotel, the extra flight on Monday and like everything
Yeah,
else, it was just
true.
it didn't work out and buying the ticket and everything. So uh, I won't be racing, but hopefully I'll be able to still get a lot of fitness in, running around, watching people, and
Yeah.
doing all the other stuff, you know?
Yeah. Um, yeah, and then there's quite a few races now, obviously in America coming up. So there's Atlanta. Is
Atlanta
that Atlanta
is
coming up?
not this weekend, it is next weekend. So it's Halloween weekend. After Atlanta, I believe there's like Mexico City and then Chicago and then Dallas. So there's quite a few races coming up
Yeah.
around our side of the world here.
Yeah. And then there's quite a few in Europe as well. UK, there's Birmingham this weekend, there's Paris. I think
Yeah,
there's
Birmingham. By the time
Stuttgart.
this episode comes out, I think she'll have already raced, but Lucy Proctor is racing Birmingham. For me, it's tomorrow, which is Wednesday,
Yeah,
she's halfway between us. So, or no, she's not racing Birmingham. She's racing Paris.
Paris. I thought
I
it was
have
Paris. Yeah,
other
yeah.
athlete. Yeah. So Sarah Holden is racing Birmingham and she doesn't race till Saturday though. But there's a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, I can't believe Birmingham is a Wednesday to Sunday race, and I think Paris is too. Like
Crazy,
this,
right?
this just keeps going on and on and on, right? Like these events are getting longer and longer, and like that's just so impressive to the point where London next March is going to be 9 days.
9 days.
9 days.
Like back to like it's obviously back to back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like Friday to the following Sunday.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely growing.
Yeah.
It's definitely not stopping, right?
Yep. And that London race too, at some point in there, I think that's the Elite 15 regional.
That's
So
right.
I
Yeah.
don't know what day it's going to be on, but if it's at the
Mm.
start or the second weekend or
Yeah, that's true.
but
It'll be
that's going to be an
exciting.
adventure. I think actually there's a small chance I might be at that London event for like a coaching thing that's happening.
Right. Yeah,
So
cool.
just really, really cool stuff. And this
Yeah.
sport is obviously growing huge, right?
Hmm.
More questions here because we kind of got away from it. Uh, Somebody left a comment when we had talked about the Elite 15 doubles,
Hmm.
how I said that, just go look at the viewership, right? The solos is the prestige. It's what like everybody comes into High Rocks for. It's what's always gonna be like the main attraction, especially to people outside the community. But doubles is for the community. Doubles is this like amazing thing that we get to see tag teams. Well, somebody commented on that episode and said, I'll equate elite doubles to this. Watching the singles is like watching your favorite actor or actors in a movie or series, while watching doubles is more like watching the same actor or actors compete on Dancing with the Stars. Same world, just different.
That's a great analogy or like example. Man, you don't want to see me dance though.
Hey, you got your qualifying spot. You obviously proceeded
I
to the
can
next level
dance.
on Dancing with the Stars.
Jake and I can dance, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that.
So somebody else commented on that same episode. Think doubles was definitely about a better watch. I mean, I I enjoyed both, so I'm not too I'm not biased on either. I like watching both, and I'll go back and rewatch. I gotta tell you, the Hamburg doubles might be. I mean, actually, I did it for doubles at Worlds too. I think they're the only doubles races that I've like gone back and watched multiple times, but they're also
Right.
the only two that have ever been streamed professionally.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I did enjoy watching them. All
Mm.
right. We have a few on here, but let's go with this one. Great episode. Would love to hear more basic detail on your nutrition and fueling approaches. What are the most important principles for fueling your quality workouts and races in terms of what you consume, like carbs, caffeine, and other supplements, along with their timing? What mistakes do most people make, and what are the fueling strategies that were game changers for you or that you'll never go without again? Good luck these next few races, and thanks for the great content.
Great. Yeah, that's a good question. Great question actually, because it's something that Georgie and I and um coaching all my athletes I talk about a lot. Um I think the first thing I'll say about just fueling is like I've learned that if I think about food or if I think about fueling, like it's actually my brain or my thoughts, like it's actually for a reason. Like I'm telling myself I need something or I need more fuel. So the first thing is like if your thoughts are there, oh, should I have that extra banana or should I have that extra gel before a session or during a session? The answer is always yes. It's always yes. It's never no. And again, like to preface, I or Anthony, we're not nutritionists, right? That's the first thing that we will always preach and always say. Georgie, my partner, has just finished a sports nutrition coaching course, so we talk about nutrition a lot. And the one thing that I've learned through her lately is we want to try to have our glycogen stores, i.e., our carbohydrate intake and stores, to be as full as possible, as much as possible. So think of it as like I think the analogy of like a just like a battery, like a battery pack. We want to make sure our carbs and our glycogen are as optimal slash at 100% as much as we can for the purpose of high performance, for performance only. So if that's the case, right, if I wake up and I am at, let's just say I'm at 80%, 80% out of my total 100, I need to make sure before I start training, I want to make sure I'm as close to 100 as possible. So eating and getting the carbs in before I train is the only thing to do, um, so that I can be at 100%. And as soon as I start moving, as soon as I start exerting myself, that slowly but surely comes down. Slowly but surely comes down. If I do a harder session, maybe I'm depleting those glycogen stores quicker. But then I'm trying to get that back up to 100 as quickly as possible. Um, I'm not really answering the question. It's just the analogy of, okay, like carbs is the energy source of what we do in in performance in Hyrox in all our training. So I've learned to not be scared of them. I'll be the first to say that. Um, and understanding, um, you want to make sure that you're trying to be at that 100% glycogen stores as much as possible. And I even, just to finish this off, I even think to myself throughout my day of training, I even ask myself the question, James, like, how am I feeling right now? Am I hungry? Do I have energy? And then I rate myself out of 100 in terms of what I feel as if my stores are like right now. Yesterday, I had a double threshold session as I always do on a Tuesday, and I was about to finish off my last threshold session, and I asked myself that question. I was like, James, what percentage do you think I am now? And I told myself for some reason 77 came into my head. Due to the fact that it was 77, guess what I did before I started that threshold? I had an extra gel, half a banana. I was probably back up to 90 at least. Moral of the story is asking yourself and being intuitive is important. Now, I'm sorry this answer wasn't specific, but it can't be because it's so individualized nutrition. It's so individualized. But the only thing that I'll preface is that if we are training for performance only and we're not thinking about things such as aesthetics and weight loss or weight gain or anything like that, and we're just solely focusing on performance, then glycogen intake and having enough in your system is the only thing that matters. Um, what are your thoughts, Anthony?
Well, I think people might have realized I get quiet when it comes to nutrition stuff because I am not a nutritionist. I do not pretend to have a good relationship with food either. I've for a long time, just from like growing up and wrestling, it was always if you want to lose weight, eat less, work out more. If you want to gain weight, eat more, work out more.
Mm,
That was literally what one of our coaches told us growing up. And so I've always not had great things. Like I had a coach tell me one time wrestling growing up that, yeah, if you want to be ready for wrestling season, just, wrestling season usually starts November. October is preseason, and then November is like when it starts. They said, oh, just in September when we had our August, September when we would have our like preseason meetings. Yeah, just stop eating cookies now. Like that's the advice we would get, right? I had a nutritionist tell me, oh, if you want to lose weight, just wake up and eat peanut butter on toast before you run. And it's like I've never pretended to know a lot about what I should be eating and what I shouldn't. And just even still, it takes a lot of, I have to be very strict with myself because I know a lot of people don't have the issue of overeating. They might think they're overeating or something. I do. I have tracked what I've eaten before without trying to do it. And if I just free feed myself, I'll be eating like 4,000 plus calories a day
Mm.
and not working that off. I have, it just feels like a bottomless pit. But you, I have been tracking more recently, and just for reference, this is something more general population than it is performance. I do think you need to fuel your performance with food. You need to absolutely to like eat to earn your workout, not work out to earn your food, right? I think
Mm.
Lauren said that before, and I think she got it from somewhere as well, but that is absolutely the way it should go. And just for like reference on the food things, I track myself now and try to basically I have a few things that I try to do. I try to eat 185 to 190 grams of protein every day and then keep my calories in check and any workouts that I do that are over and above that go to carbohydrates are what I try to fuel it with.
Mm.
But this is much more recent stuff. And just for reference, guys, my weight in terms of like how I overeat and everything, when I finished wrestling, I wrestled at 157 to 165 pounds in college. 2011 was when I graduated my undergrad degree. Wrestling season finished in March or April in the NCAAs. And by June of that same year, I reached 200 pounds for the first time.
Mm.
So like it was a big gain. And I think maybe if anybody's followed, I from there I went to like marathons and triathlons just to like work out and be able to eat what I wanted because I would still eat like a college athlete, but not work out like one.
Mm.
And then more recently, after Lily was born, I wanted to be a better role model and I ate better and I spent probably 9 months tracking food, like working out to be better. Like, and I dropped my from my heaviest, I was like 230 pounds to about 190
Mm.
pounds. And then more recently, though, this year, because I was when you and I raced at the beginning of this year, 9 months ago in Las Vegas, I was about 195 still. Uh, I've been up to about 216 pounds this year, and right now I'm right around that 210 mark, and I've been actually tracking and trying to get back down. So in terms of nutrition, I have been trying to, gain 20 pounds back and trying to get back down now for the last, going on 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. And
Mm.
it's always like the types of food you're eating, uh, recomposition of your body, and understanding what's going into it. So, in terms of like they're asking about supplements and timing and everything, guys, get the big things first before you go to the little things. Like
Yeah.
the first thing you need to be looking at is uh, what's going in versus what's going out. What is the breakdown of your macronutrients? And then don't even worry about like your supplements or the timing of what you're eating until the other things are dialed in. And then
Yeah.
make little
Correct.
changes. Don't try to change everything at once, too. Those are they ask what mistakes do most people make. Those are the biggest mistakes is they try to change everything at one time. Like that is
Mm.
such a shock to your system. It's got to be a little change. Like for me, usually the way it goes is it's okay, I'm going to get my workouts dialed in. Okay, it's been a month of I'm dialed in on my workouts. Now I'm going to just make sure that I'm hitting 190 grams of protein every single day. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that my calories in, calories out are equal or in a small deficit. And I'm going to make sure that my the num the extra calories, the extra food that I get to fuel my workouts come from carbs,
Yeah.
right? And then as far as caffeine goes, that's another thing. Like I'll get addicted to energy drinks like a lot. And I know I have before. And so you guys need to, in terms of like the caffeine, regulate it. Just remember, caffeine has a 6 hour half-life. So if you have a cup of coffee that's 100 grams of caffeine or 100 milligrams of caffeine, 100 grams, that's a lot, 100 milligrams of caffeine, and you have that at 8 a.m., the next morning, when you're having your second cup of your first cup of coffee the next day, that's also 100 milligrams, you still have 12 and a half milligrams of caffeine left over in your system from the coffee you had the day before.
Yeah. That's
So,
crazy.
and it continues like the half-life, right? So there's a dissipation. So there should be like maybe even a detox day where you try to completely eliminate,
Yeah.
like get yourself back so your adrenal glands can actually recuperate on a day within a week or a month or something. Um, so if you're talking about timing and things, and then fueling strategy for races, guys, is when you're eating for performance, take the carbs, take the fuel in to fuel your performance, to fuel your workouts. Don't
Hmm.
like, I really like don't punish yourself and don't let yourself not eat. Um, so that and like make yourself work out in order to be allowed to eat. Like, do not do that. You
Yeah.
need to eat so that you can work out because
Rather
if
than
you have better training days, if you eat to perform and you're feeling good and you have a better day of training, you get more out of it than you if you have like a really shitty day of training and then you're trying to eat to recover that. That's not going to work out the way you want it to.
right. Yeah. 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 And like, thanks for sharing that, Anthony, because I think for the listeners, everyone does have their own relationship with nutrition and food. And it's interesting to me that I think relationship with food and nutrition always does stem from um, your upbringing and your history. Um, and it's um, it's not always it's not always it's not always positive, I guess. And I think the only other thing I can say due to the fact that we're both not nutritionists is um, seek help and seek advice if you need, because I think talking about it as well is really important for the sake of just talking about it. And understanding, hey, that like a lot of people do deal with things such as this. Um, so yeah, and just to finish off on a more of a on a positive note, if you do want or need any nutrition or sorry, any supplementation, visit TheFeed.com. That's where I get all my supplements, my gels, my protein powders, my magnesium, all the things that I take from TheFeed.com.
So there's three questions left here, four questions. Some of them are multi-level. They're all about training.
Mm-hmm.
So and there are a lot of them are like pertaining to lactate threshold, how to run the lactate threshold, how to structure training and different things, and heart rate zones. So let's say these questions can be saved because each one of them are probably gonna be a lot more in depth.
Yep, I
And
like
now we
it.
get to the fun part of the episode.
Let's
JK,
do it. Do you want to go
you,
first or me?
well, I'm gonna set it up for you. And I want to
Okay.
hear yours, and then we can go with what I'm thinking about. You just won $500 million in the lottery. Woohoo! You get a
Yep.
setup. One thing you have to do with it is we'll just say here, you get a $20 million budget to make the ultimate fitness race. Now, remember, This isn't a racing event, so it's not a multi-day, multi-event competition. It's a
Hmm.
race from point A to point B. There's the finish line. Whoever crosses first is the winner of that event.
Yep.
Tell me what movements are in it. How is it structured? How long does it take? Do the masses get to do it? Like, tell me about your event.
Mm. I the first so um the first thing I'll say, it would be out of a stadium, right? So um pretty much a stadium-esque like race where um all the movements, I'm going to call them movements and stations in the middle. However, this event is pretty pretty similar if you break it down in terms of the movements, um, and then also the actual flow of it. It's very similar to High Rocks, but and obviously with my bias towards, I guess, more so running than anything. Yes, there's a lot of running involved, but and I haven't had a lot of time to think about this. I've kind of just like thought about this on the fly over the last 45 minutes, but I like the idea of having a race where we are descending in um, running time slash meters, um, and then also having very similar planes of motion with the movement. So for the race would be something along the lines of this, right? Three, two, one. You start off with a 5K run.
What is the level of skill, do you think? I mean,
Well,
actually, no, no.
I'm
Let me
gonna
let me hear your 3, 2, 1. Run me through the race, and then I'll ask you these questions. So you said
sure,
three, two,
yeah.
one,
So
go. They start with a 5K. So
they
right off
start
the
with a
bat, 5K.
5K run. Yeah. There's five stations, five specific runs, and we're descending in runs. So just let's I'm just gonna specifically talk about the runs. We start off with a 5K, then we do a station, but then we do a 4K, then we do a station, then we do a 3K, then we do a station, then we do a 2K, then we do a 1K to finish. So five, four, three, two,
15
one.
kilometers of running.
15K of running. So this is a longer event, right? So there's 15K of running. Um,
So a little less than double a high rocks.
yeah.
So 15 kilometers of running, you're looking at like, what's that, 50 minutes of running for the top men?
For like, yep, yep. So then in between, I'm looking at the stations to be actually like um, um, whether it is paired, like paired movement patterns, so um, or just
So
one type.
couplets or single
Yep,
modality. Okay.
yep. And I'm looking at um, pairing up move or sorry, let me just go back to it. So three, two, one, 5K run. And then we're going into something along the lines of I'm gonna go um, C2 bike.
So you are going to have machines.
Yep, so there's still machines involved. So there's something along the lines of like 3 rounds. So a 5K run into 3 rounds of um, 2K C2 bike into um, 50-meter weighted walking lunges.
Okay. So let's just do timing on that. So 2K on the 2K on the C2 bike is about, let's call it 3.5 to 4 minutes. So each one of those. So let's say 3.5. 3.5 minutes is 10.5 minutes of C2 bike over 3 rounds, and 50 meters of walking lunges is about a minute and a half of walking lunges each time. So you're looking at 5 minutes, so about 15 minutes of movement there
On the station.
on
Yep.
the station. That's assuming somebody fresh. It depends also on how heavy the weighted walking lunges are. So
And
probably fastest min, yeah, probably about 15 minutes.
yep. And the weighted walking lunge, I like the idea of keeping it moderately heavy. So let's just call it like we could do a 30-kilogram sandbag, maybe a little bit heavier, maybe like a 35 or 40-kilogram sandbag for a male, right?
So that would slow them down a little bit. So you're talking maybe now 2 minutes for the 50 meters of walking lunges.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 16 and a half minutes for 3 rounds. So 5K run, call fastest guys, 16 and a half minutes. The workout, 16 and a half minutes, 33 minutes in.
Yep. 4K run, right?
4K run.
And then
Yep.
we're pairing something along the lines of 3 rounds of
So you like to do the
500.
rounds each time. So you
Yeah.
have judges here. So they're keeping track of this. But those
Yeah.
are pretty simple movements. Walking lunge, really the only thing you got to judge is that stutter step and extension.
3 rounds of 500-meter ski. Oh, sorry, no. I'm gonna go 500-meter row into um burpee. Let's go 500-meter row into 15 burpee box jump overs. Burpee box jump overs.
Height.
24 or 20. And if you're listening, you can scale that to a box step over if
So
you
the
live.
lower divisions would be lighter weight on the walking lunge and uh, lower
Burp
height or step over on the
step over instead. Yep,
step
500
over.
meter row, 15 burpee box jump over.
All right, so this one you're looking at 3 rounds. Takes about fastest guys. We'll just call it a minute 45 right now as they're tired. And then 15 burpee box jump overs. Fastest guys maybe a minute for each one of those. So now you're looking at 245 per round. So you're looking at
9, 10 minutes.
8:15. We'll just call it
Yeah.
9 minutes with transition
Yep.
plus the 4K of running, which when they're tired, we'll call it 13 and a half.
Yep.
So 13 and a half plus 9 is 22 and a half minutes for for that section.
Yep. Yep. I like that.
I'm liking it so far,
Um,
JK. I'm liking it. I would
then
do
we've
it.
got yeah. Then
Maybe
we've
I'll do this
got
just for fun, but I'm curious. I want to know
it's a
what the
long
rest is
one.
before I decide that.
Then we've got a 3K run,
Yep.
and we've got 3 rounds of 500-meter ski, 30 wall balls at 9 and 6 kilograms, so 20/14 pounds.
10, 9 feet.
To 10 9 feet, correct. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're looking at, again, now you're looking at the 3K run. Guys, let's say they're running 3:30s. That's 10 and a half minutes for the run. And then the 3 rounds, you're looking again, we'll just say a minute 45 for the skis. These are the fastest guys, 1 minute for the wall balls. So you're looking at 2:45. So that's 8:15. Let's just call it 9 minutes. So 19 and a half minutes for this section.
Yep. Yep. 3 rounds. Hang on, 3 rounds of 500 ski,
30 wall
30
ball.
wobbles. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm talking about the
Then we've
fastest
got,
guys here. If I'm doing this, I'm much slower.
yep. Then we've got a 2K run.
Okay.
And then I'm still trying to figure out the last station. So this is the last station, and to me, I think it's going
So
to
so you only have four stations. You're gonna
with a
end
run.
it with the 1K run. You're not gonna do something after the 1K run.
No, no. So we're ending with that 1K run. We're ending with that 1K run. I like the idea of the last station to be some form of carry slash um like carry so that you can so we're um carrying an object from A to B, and it's reasonably heavy. So something along the lines of like a sandbag carry, like maybe like a 200-meter sandbag carry. Potentially um, up a hill.
Oh,
Some
but you're
form
in a
of,
stadium.
I know, but you told me I've got $20 million or something like that. So
Okay, so you're gonna build a hill. You're gonna import some sand and gravel, and you're gonna build a hill that they got to run up.
yeah,
That sounds
something along
nice.
the lines of, and it might not be 200 meters, but it's a weighted carry up a hill, and actually maybe it's like 10 hill climbs with different weights.
10.
We
10 of them. I don't want to
and
like influence your decision here, but when you
no
said that,
10.
just when you said that, all I thought of, you have a consistency here of doing 3 rounds. So if it's a 200-meter long ramp, right? I don't know if you saw the uphill running video, the uphill running pictures that Lauren posted. We have a big long hill like that nearby that we go to. I would say, what if you had three progressively heavier sandbags or Atlas balls, and you had to pick one up, run it up the hill, drop it off, run down the hill, pick one up,
That's what I'm thinking, and that's why I like, yeah, let's go three. Yeah.
three
Let's
rounds?
just do three rounds, and it starts off with a medium weight and it gets heavier each time, and we're running up 50 meters. So
Oh,
it
you're
ends
running
up
up only. I
being
thought it was 200 meters every time. 50
no,
meters.
no, no. No, 50 meters every time. Or no, yeah, let's go 50 meters every time. And then finishing off with that 1K run.
And they have to run down the hill. What are the weights of those sandbags?
So let's go. We've got um, just hyper 40, 50, 60 kilograms for the males. So that would be maybe um,
30,
uh,
40, 50 for the women?
yeah, or we could no, let's go a little bit heavier for that last ball. So let's go 40, 55, 75. Yeah,
75. All right. And then the
kilos.
women could be like 30, 40, 55.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do timing on this. 2K, you're looking at about 7 minutes for the fastest guys. These uphill carries, ooh, with the run down 50 meters is going to be, 30 seconds maybe. Um, so let's say the uphill takes them a minute, minute and a half maybe.
Yep,
So you're looking at like a minute and a half per round. Minute 40 per round, 3 rounds. So we'll just call it like 5 minutes plus the 7 minutes of running. So you're looking at 12 minutes for this station. And then the
yep.
final run we'll call it
Three.
3 1/4.
Yep.
All right, JK, your total event time, drum roll please, is going to be
roughly.
90 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? Is an hour and a
Yeah.
half
I was
event for
I
the
was
fastest
thinking,
men?
yep, about a 90-minute event. 90-minute event.
I would say the masses, you're looking at like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I was gonna try to do this, whatever you said it was, like in my garage at some point, but I can't do the uphill sandbag carry.
Can't see uphill. You could put your treadmill on an incline.
I could put my treadmill on an incline
Yeah.
and put different I mean, I don't know if I have those size sandbags. I don't, but I could just like add weight to my backpack or something and just hold it.
Just yeah, yeah, yeah. You could do that.
All right, JK.
There you
I'm
go.
curious what everybody thinks. What do they think of JK's event here? And I'm just gonna run through it one more time. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
JK, you run 5K.
Yeah.
Then you do 3 rounds of 2 kilometer C2 bike. You do 50 meters of weighted walking lunge, 40 or 30 kilograms, men and women. Then you're going to run 4K. Then you're going to do 3 rounds of 500-meter row, 15 burpee box jump overs, 24, 20 inches. Then
Yeah.
you're going to run 3K. Then you're going to do 3 rounds of 500-meter ski erg, 30 wall balls at 9.6 kilos, 10, 9 feet in
Yeah.
height. Then you're going to run 2K. Then you're going to do 3 rounds of 50-meter uphill sandbag carry, run down. You leave the sandbag at the top, I'm assuming. And you
Yeah.
do 40 kilos on uphill sandbag carry number one, 55 on number two, and 75 on number three. Then you finish off with a 1K run.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it.
So that's pretty good. It's pretty low skill. Like the only where places I see like judges obviously need to be at each thing counting and holding you to some minimal standards, just like making sure you're squatting deep enough on wall balls, chest to ground on burpees, jumping over the box and not stepping over. I like a lot of it.
Yep.
I
Thank you.
do like a lot
I
of it.
appreciate it. I'd be
And
interested, like, I'd be interested in giving it a crack, to be honest.
yeah, I think you'd be pretty good at it too. I'm
Just that
glad you
5K
made
run at the start isn't
it.
isn't very spectacle friendly, but that's okay.
I'd say your event, looking at it, it is run heavy. So runners do have a distinct advantage.
Yeah.
Probably more of an advantage, and we'll talk about this later because I don't like the phrase that people say about High Rocks as a runner's event. No, it's not. I mean, it helps to be a good runner, but it doesn't help like you need a lot of good gym stuff too because
Yeah.
if pure runners could come in and win High Rocks, they would be. There was a
Yeah.
elite Olympic level runner who went and ran a High Rocks and he was running like 3:05s in Maastricht for all of his 1Ks. I think it took him like 28 minutes total for the run in Rockstone,
Yeah.
but he ended up with a 74-minute time.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
um, runners don't do the sandbag walking lunges or get to depth on the wall balls or like there's just other movement patterns. Yeah, they can be really good at running and it still comes down to a lot of these station stuff.
Yeah. For
Uh,
sure.
all right. So I like a lot of it. Your total run distance, 15 kilometers. I actually really like your time domain for the fastest men
Hmm.
being 90 minutes. That a lot of this is really good. A couple things that I just, I mean, this is an event that I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Cool, cool,
um,
cool.
for sure.
there's not much weight. Like there is a little bit, but not too much. So
Yeah.
um,
Guys, let us know. Would you do JK's event? And we'll get to my event, but would you do JK's event if there's $1 million on the line to the overall winner? And
yeah,
maybe they pay down to fifth place with some high prize money.
yeah,
JK, I think there's gonna be a lot of people that want you to win the lottery and put this on.
and just chuck it on. Yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it.
Pretty cool.
Um, all right, your turn,
My
Anthony.
turn.
Here we go.
All right. As much as I liked your event, there are some things that I would have differently in mind. Mainly,
Hmm.
I think I would have some higher skill stuff. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I would also, uh, I really do like your event, but I think 5K to start with is just too much. You're secluding a lot of the population with that.
True.
Um,
That's true.
I also agree with your time domain, but I'm gonna go, I have some parameters around mine. I want the professionals, men and women, to be finishing somewhere between an hour 45 and 2 hours.
Wow.
Okay.
The
So a
longer.
little bit longer than yours.
Yeah.
I actually think the amount of running you have, the 15 kilometers, is appropriate, somewhere between 12 to 15 kilometers total.
Okay.
I would make up the time difference between mine and yours by adding some more movement, some more
Yep.
stations. So I estimated the masses would be finishing the event that I have here in about 2.5 to 4 hours,
Yep.
while the professionals are going that 145 to 2 hours. Um, I would not have machines the same way you do because I just think the difference between the rows and the rowers, the skiers, the different brands of rowers and skiers, and even the bikes and the different brands of bikes, they're too different. Um,
Right.
so I have $20 million to make an event.
Yep.
Um, One of the things that I would have, and this is what I'm going back and forth on, is do I want to include swimming?
Okay.
Do I want people to swim?
Yeah.
But one thing I was also thinking of is I'd probably have them, they can either bring their own bike or like have one of the bikes provided, but
Yeah. Right.
it's an actual bike.
Bike.
It
Yeah.
is, I don't know if like depending on the venue, if there's enough room, or if I don't know if you've ever seen them, you put them on the rollers. Like you can have your own bike and you have those rollers, and there's got to be like a
Yep.
certain
Yep.
distance that goes through based on the
Yep.
rollers. So I like that
Yep.
type of idea. So when I talk about a bike, you're gonna hear like you can use your own bike, you can do clip-ins if you want, or just
I like
foot
that.
pedals, but like biking is part of it. Some of the movements I'm going to have here that make it a little bit higher skill and that I would change down or up for the masses includes rope climbs,
Oh, okay.
because I think that that's a little bit higher skill, but it's something that like gives you a good upper body pull.
Yep.
Um, One thing I think that now I don't want anybody to get this wrong. I love sleds. I think that sleds are an amazing tool for training, but
Yep.
I don't think they belong in an event. There's just too much variability between them, no matter what type of sled or what type of surface. So I wouldn't be doing sleds. What I would be doing is a yoke carry. I'd
A
have
yoke
people have
carry.
a
That's a good
yoke
one.
carry because you'd have different sizes set up. You'd pick it up. You'd have different weights per category, and you got to move it a certain distance.
That's a good one.
So have people doing yoke carries and
How
rope
heavy would
climbs.
it, how heavy would the yoke be for the elite males?
So the elite males would probably have, so the yoke that I have in mind is one of those shorty yokes from Rogue. That's not the full one. So with nothing on it, it weighs, I think, 180 pounds. And I would have
Hmm.
them add a 45 pound or 20 kilo to each of the posts, which makes it 360 total pounds.
Okay.
So you got
That's
to
not
pick
too
and
bad.
carry. And I know that sounds heavy, guys, but like you can pick and carry a lot more. And this would be the professional
And
men. You can pick a lot and carry a lot more when you're only bringing it like 3 inches off
yeah,
the ground. So I'd have a yoke carry, and what I would probably do to make it fair is all the yokes once you come into them, and I'll go over what the event is here in just a sec. The yokes would be set where the pole that you like want to have your back are just the in and out posts. It's set to the
yeah,
very, very bottom, and you have to pick it up and set yourself. So everybody sets it
right.
themselves.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then the weights are loaded on there. Um, I like burpee box jump overs, but I understand not everybody being able to do them. And just like to make it a little bit more fair, or fair is a suggestion of subjectivity. So, and make it more equal, it would be burpee wall jump overs. And I would either have like a 4 foot or 6 foot wall you have to jump back and forth over on your burpees.
Right, okay.
You got to
Yep,
climb the wall and get over. Burpee, climb the wall and get over.
yep.
Multiples of those. Or I would just have a bunch of walls in a row and you have to burpee wall
Ah,
over, burpee
cool.
wall
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
That's rough.
yeah,
And it's good to do distance on that type of stuff. Other movements, I do like walking lunges. I try to make it as minimal as possible in terms of like what the judge would have to judge. And I think the walking lunge, I know that extension is subjective, but that's one thing that's easily able to be fixed. So yeah, we would probably have some lunges in there.
yep,
Um, what's like missing here? Because guys, I'm going to be talking you through this as I'm doing it. I just have the ideas in my head of what I would have in it. I would also have, again, you could bring your own or get one of the provided ones. I'd have for the masses, probably single unders or jump rope, and for the elites or the pros, double unders.
I was thinking, I was thinking double unders as well.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
and actually, one of the things I like about having the wall jump overs on the burpees is that it's almost like when you do it, you kind of got to do a muscle up. So it's like another upper body pull
it's
with
like
a
another,
push.
yep,
So
yep,
I really like that being in there. So with that in mind, I do like the descending runs. So,
yep.
but I would do like every other one. And I do like multiple movements the way you have it here. I like multiple movements per stop.
Together, yeah,
Um, I don't think I would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 though, because I think 5 and 4 might just be too much to begin with.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Um, so I'm just gonna let me do a little bit of math here, but some other movements. I do like wall balls, but again, there's subjectivity in the wall ball, right? And
yeah,
like
yeah,
how many um how many you're actually doing.
yeah.
So what is this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8, 9, 10. But what you do have here is the finish line run. I think 1K on a finish line run is a lot, but it's exciting, you know?
Mm.
So I
Would
think
you,
that is I
would
think
you
that's
have
good.
a finish line run though?
I would have a finish line run. So, and I would probably do it the same as you, as a 1K to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just going through here, I would start where they run 2 kilometers to begin with. And actually, the first 5 runs are all 2K, and then the
Okay,
last 5 runs are all 1K.
okay, interesting.
Um,
This is
I was
really,
thinking
yep.
about doing it by like miles and stuff, but those are, our freedom units. And I think most of the world understands like a 2K run versus like a mile and a quarter run.
Yeah, yeah,
So just to make it relatively simple.
So
Um,
do you know exactly the format?
yeah, so I would do similar to you, but I would do 10 runs and 9 stations between them.
Yep.
Uh, the so it'd go 2K station, 2K station, 2K
Yep.
station, 2K station, 2K station, 1K station, 1K station, 1K station, 1K station, 1K.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So 15 kilometers total.
Okay.
I like the idea of
Yep.
15 kilometers. And I haven't timed this out yet, guys. I had all my movements and everything that I was thinking of written down, but I haven't like sussed out what I'm gonna do here. So bear with me because I'm gonna be timing it as we go.
So you don't have it from what you do, or you do?
No, I don't have it written out completely yet.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Um, all right. So let's just say we start. I'd have you do a 2K run, but then I'd have you get on your bike. And
Hmm.
there's two ways I was thinking about this. Either everybody can have their own bike and like you have a wider route that you ride that's outside of the running route,
Yep.
or we get those you have to take your bike. I don't know if you've ever seen like the guys that get on the 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 rollers that spin. You just put your bike
Yeah.
basically, it's
Yeah.
in place and it gets on these spinning rollers, and then you could just
Yep.
have like a distance tracker on those or like
Yep.
on your bike, and it can tell you how far you're going and your power output and all that. Uh, oh, crud. I didn't realize I had another call at this moment. I thought it was in an hour. Um, Guys, I will write out my event and tell you next time, or I'll finish this and go because
Or you'll
I have
finish
to leave.
it.
I'm 6 minutes late.
All good. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, JK.
Talk
Bye.
soon.
Thank you for listening to the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. If you'd like to reach out and get in contact with us, you can email the Hybrid Coaching Podcast at gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram either at the Hybrid Engine or at jk.jameskelly. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.